Hiya, welcome back to part 2. We left off discussing love bombing. Now, love bombing is one of the most insidious techniques that can be used when dealing with a narcissist or somebody with narcissistic tendencies. It's the love bombing that keeps us locked in to the cycle of dysfunctional relationships. I've described to you what love bombing is, but it works very closely with something called positive reinforcement. And what positive reinforcement is when somebody drags you down so low that you've lost almost all your self-esteem, your self-respect, maybe your confidence, because they've been talking to you like crap all the time. They haven't got a good word to say about you. So when they're love bombing you, and of course you've been desperate for them to phone you because they've been ignoring you for weeks and months, remember? Because they're ignoring you purposely and separating you and playing all these mind games. So when they're coming back onto you and, oh, I love you so-and-so, you mean the world to me, and they're very complimentive, they're giving you positive reinforcement. Okay, now we all like compliments, we all like positive reinforcement. It's part of our human nature. But no, that's what that is. Positive reinforcement. Now, up to now, I've really discussed the narcissist. But not every toxic person involved in our life is a narcissist. They might have narcissistic tendencies, but they might do some of those techniques, not all of them. Some might do all, some might do 1 or 2. Some might do 3 and 4. Relate it back to experiences you can relate with. Friends, friends can often be the worst form of toxic people we have in our lives. It might be the female friend who only phones you when she wants something, when she's moved on to the next disaster in her life and you've got to be there to pick up her pieces. Or, she makes a plan with you to go out for dinner and she lets you down at the last minute, or she talks about herself constantly, She's not interested in anything you have to say. So friends is difficult because we want to think the best of people, right? And they've probably got some redeeming features about them. Oh, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I was on my period, or I was a bit moody, or what have you. So you give them another chance. And then something else happens. But it was a few weeks after the last one. So you forgot about the last one, you moved on to the next one. Toxic people, we've got them all through our lives, but it comes to a point when we have to see people's true colours and we have to set up our own personal boundaries, have our own self-respect and say, whoa, hold on, I'm not doing this anymore, I can't do it, But I think whether it be a narcissist, a toxic friend, a toxic parent, situation that isn't good for us physically, emotionally, spiritually, we have to be the ones to lay our own firm boundaries. We need to take a look and see what is right for us, okay? Is it acceptable that I'm allowing people to treat me this way? I spent a long time, both with my narcissists and friends, trying to work out if they had some sort of problem. And then if I would have worked that out, I probably would have tried to change that, you know, come to the rescue. No, I don't need to rescue anybody, you know, I'm not their parent. More to the point, sorry, I'm absolutely roasting, it's boiling in England at the moment. More to the point, I don't need to put a label on them, okay? I need to invest my energies on things that are constructive, things that are positive, okay? Not spend years trying to work out if somebody's got a mental health problem and then what mental health problem that is, or have they got a head condition, did they ever bang their head, what was their childhood like, did they feel abandoned, did they feel rejected, why this, why that, can I look for counselling from them, how can I help them, do they have a drug addiction? No, just stop. Just stop. That is not your lookout. You know, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. You have to be selfish at times because you will be stuck years and years and years chasing answers, you know? It's like the alcoholic who the codependent husband or wife makes excuses for. You are behaving in a codependent manner by doing that, and that is extremely unhealthy. In researching or my discussing the terminology, the cognitive dissonance, the love bombing, positive reinforcements, you can try and relate it back to all of your situations, okay? Very, very good first step in opening your eyes, taking those rose-coloured glasses off. You know, next time your partner is going absolutely off their head, another angry, uncontrollable outburst, rather than you perhaps react to him, think, okay, I can see what they're doing, this is gaslighting. What I'm trying to say, just use the example and try to put the term, almost matching the term to the situation. That will help you. Let me tell you something. By sort of matching the pieces together, what you will get back is power, okay? Now, power to a narcissist is the most important thing. Power over you is the most important thing. When you start seeing the techniques for what they are, you will gain back your own sense of power. You will start to see these games for what they are. They're shitty games, okay? So you won't engage in some of these tactics. So say he or she tries to start a row with you and you're just like, oh, and let it go over your head. They haven't got an excuse then to go off on one for a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of hours and have a jolly. Perhaps they're doing it on purpose. Perhaps they want to go down the pub with their mates. These people are really this manipulative, you know. So you've taken back that control element. Now, another thing what you have to understand is you may, up until using these techniques, feel worthless, that you've got nothing to offer. But love, why do you think they chose you in the first place? Because you're a strong person, because you had something going for you. They don't choose just weak people, easy prey. You have got something to offer them. That's why they chose you. You can get that back, you know. I'm definitely not a weak person, you know, but my narc tried to pretty much ruin my life, you know. He went through, tried to get through my bank accounts and everything. Nothing's in my bank accounts, but hey. But I got self-respect back for myself, and you know what? He didn't like it. So, do you know what happened? Is he left me, okay? That is what you should be prepared for. And don't think it won't happen, because it will happen. It's called getting new supply. new supply is somewhat correlated, which means linked, to the triangulation. We spoke about triangulation earlier. They will already have a plan B already hooked up with somewhere down the line. They might not have actually had sex with the plan B, but they've already started laying the groundwork, you know, if it doesn't work out with you or something like that, or you know, or if you wisen up to their tricks, they'll just go to the plan B. And of course the plan B would be a decent person, you know, and of course then they'll go and slag you off to that person, you know, with the flying monkeys, and they think, oh, you're awful. But that is what they will do. They will leave you high and dry. Do not think that they won't. Get it into your head really quickly. They will leave you. Now, I watched loads of videos along these same subjects, and I listened. I was listening to what it said, but it didn't penetrate my soul. Okay? He did leave me. As it happens, I was done with the relationship. To be honest with you, I was pleased he left me. Let me just say, if you are in a domestically abusive relationship, please take actions to ensure your safety, and definitely watch out for those angry, uncontrollable outbursts. Always have a plan B yourself. You know, perhaps have that bag packed and a few pounds or dollars tucked away for your escape. Going back, he left me. And you know what? I was pleased because I thought that's the only way I'm going to get away from him, get him to stay away from me, you know. But I feel sorry for the other woman. But that is not my lookout. That's how I got out of it. And it isn't because, you know, I can sit here and say, well, do this, do that, and do that. Unless you're in the situation, you don't know what it's like. You know, perhaps you can relate to my situation, but you don't know what it's like. Perhaps I can relate to your situation, but I cannot say, oh, it's 100% like this, because we simply cannot do that. We have similarities. If you can safely, I suggest you start keeping a notebook or a journal. You know, spend time getting used to yourself. What is it you like, you know? Do things that make you happy again. You know, I like to meditate, spend time in nature, spend time with my family. Maybe start distancing yourself that way. You know, start going out with your friends, start going out with your family. Learn something new. Okay, start building yourself up again. If you need to have some medication off the doctor, so be it, you know. Do what you have to do and to find equilibrium and balance back into your life, you know, because you are worthwhile. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You, right, you, just there, are very, very worthwhile. Okay. And please do remember that whilst I've spent a long time discussing narcissists and people with narcissistic tendencies, you can transfer over to those toxic people in your life. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you've got any comment, like to have some sort of interaction with you, thanks then. Bye guys.